Hi, my name is Victoria Dawkins, and I'm a librarian at Mervyn H. Stern Library at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Today, we will be discussing how to create an annotated bibliography, what the different components are, and why it is important for your research. So what is an annotated bibliography? An annotated bibliography is comprised of two main parts, the annotation and the bibliography. The annotation includes a summary, purpose, and evaluation of the resource. The resource can be anything, a book, article, wiki, podcast, or voice recording, to name a few. The bibliography is the citation. Don't worry, I will discuss these two main components more in depth later. Just remember, the purpose of an annotated bibliography is to organize the various resources you may encounter during your research. So the better your annotation is, the better your final project could be. After you have found your resource, you can then begin to craft your annotated bibliography. The annotation includes a summary, evaluation, and purpose of the resource. I would suggest writing no more than a paragraph or two for each section in the annotation. And remember, this is for you. So if you compose a well-written paragraph for each of the sections, you may be able to use that paragraph in your final research paper, which means you would have one less paragraph to write as you compose your final assignment. These are the three parts of an annotation. The summary paragraph or paragraphs will explain what the resource is about, what topics are covered, what's the author's main goal, and what facts were presented. Unless your professor tells you to include any personal information in this section, I would refrain from doing so. The evaluation section will determine how useful the source is to your research. Was there any sort of bias or propaganda in this resource? Was the information reliable and accurate? And finally, the purpose section. It asks, how are you going to utilize the annotations? What role will they play in your research? The bibliography is simply the citation formatting. Will you be using APA, MLA, Chicago, or Turabian? Or will you be using a completely different citation style? There are hundreds to choose from. Make sure that you have correctly formatted these citations so that you can use them in your works cited or reference page for your paper. So let's put this all together. Your first step after finding your article, book, wiki, blog, podcast, or other research component is to create your citation. Make sure that you use the Purdue OWL website or other reputable citation formatting resource. Next, compose those citations. I know it seems tedious, but not only will it help you organize your thoughts after reviewing numerous books, articles, or other resources during the course of your research, but if written well, it will also save you time in the long run while you are writing a research paper. You may be able to recycle what you have written in your annotations and reuse those paragraphs in the main body of your research paper. Here is an example of an annotated bibliography taken from the Purdue OWL website. Notice the citation near the top, as well as the summary, evaluation, and purpose annotations. You may also include the topic or thesis for your research at the top of your annotated bibliography to ensure that your annotations have not gone off topic. For further help, you can follow the Purdue OWL link above or simply Google Purdue OWL Annotated Bibliography to find this page. If you find that you are still a bit confused or need help with any of your research needs, feel free to contact me at vdoc@uab.edu or the reference desk at 205-934-6364.